Winter doesn't just bring colder weather, it's a nightmare for drivers. In the morning, you're greeted with frosted windows, stuck locks, frozen wipers, and foggy headlights, enough to make you late and frustrated. But don't worry, with a few simple tricks, you can turn your car into a true winter warrior. These tips don't cost much, require no complex skills, and will help you start your car easily, keep it warm, ensure clear lights, and drive smoothly even when it's freezing outside. Let's dive into 11 awesome tips every driver should know before winter hits. Like and subscribe to the channel if this video helps you. 11. How to start your car in cold weather without damaging the battery or starter motor. On a winter morning, many drivers break a sweat for one reason. They keep trying to start the car, but the engine won't turn over. You hear that dreaded click-click sound, the dashboard lights dim, and all you can think is, "Oh no, the battery's dead." The truth is, most cases of a car not starting in cold weather aren't due to major issues, but because drivers start the engine incorrectly. When temperatures drop, engine oil thickens, the battery's power weakens, and the starter motor has to work double time under normal load. If you keep turning the key repeatedly or hold the start button too long, you're stressing the entire electrical system. Before starting, turn off all devices in the car: headlights, heater, radio, and even the wipers. This ensures all the battery's power goes to the starter motor, giving it a stronger crank. Then, turn the key or press the start button and hold for no more than 10 seconds. If it doesn't start, wait about 2 minutes to let the battery recover and the starter cool down before trying again. Starting repeatedly will only overheat and damage components. For older cars with carburetors, use starter fluid, a spray that aids ignition by lightly spraying it into the air intake to help the engine catch. Another small tip: if possible, park your car in a sheltered spot or near a wall. Even a few degrees warmer around the car can make a difference. Also, check if you're using the right winter-grade oil. Oil that's too thick makes the engine sluggish, while the right thinner oil helps the pump circulate faster, reducing friction during a cold start. Don't overlook this detail. It determines whether your car starts smoothly or struggles all morning. 10. The miracle solution to melt windshield ice in seconds. On a winter morning, you walk to your car and just want to head back inside. A thick layer of ice covers the windshield, the wipers are stuck, and the inside is fogged up like a sauna. This scene is so familiar that anyone driving in cold regions has been through it. While many spend 15 minutes scraping ice with a plastic card, pouring hot water, or running the heater to defrost, they don't know there's a cheap solution that can melt ice in seconds. This miracle potion isn't some expensive chemical. It's just alcohol and water. Mix 20 fel Oz of rubbing alcohol, 6.7 fel Oz of water, and 1 drop of dish soap. Pour it into a spray bottle. Shake gently and spray directly onto the ice. In seconds, you'll see the ice melt and slide off like snow in the sun. No scraping, no waiting, and no scratching the glass or damaging the wipers. Many people still pour hot water to melt ice, but that's a huge mistake. The temperature difference between hot water and cold glass can crack the windshield instantly, and replacing a windshield can cost hundreds of dollars. Also, avoid scraping with knives or hard objects, as even a small scratch can cause glare from daylight, impairing your vision. 9. Highly effective anti-icing tips. If you've ever woken up early in winter, stepped out into biting cold, and found your car's windows iced over, doors stuck, and wipers frozen, you know that helpless feeling. Sometimes a thin layer of ice can make you late for work or school, ruining your day. But there are simple, highly effective anti-icing tricks that, with a little preparation, will have your car ready to roll in the morning. No scraping, no waiting. First, take care of the windshield and wipers. When parking at night, lift the wiper arms and slip a long sock over each blade. It sounds odd, but this keeps the wipers from freezing to the glass or tearing their rubber when started. If you have a spray bottle with a 3.1 white vinegar to water mix, lightly spray the windshield before bed. In the morning, ice won't form, and any frost will wipe off easily with a cloth, no scraping needed. Next, tackle the car doors, which often freeze shut in cold weather. Many people yank them open, only to tear the rubber seals. Instead, spray a thin layer of cooking oil or cooking spray around the door edges and wipe it dry with a cloth. The oil creates a moisture-resistant barrier, preventing water from freezing into ice. 1 minute of prep at night, and your doors will open smoothly in the morning. 8. How to deal with a frozen car lock. You know the feeling. Stepping out into freezing wind in the morning, key in hand, only to find the car lock frozen solid. It won't turn, won't budge. The more you try, the colder your hands get, and the key feels like it's about to snap. It seems minor, but thousands of drivers face this every winter, especially with cars parked outside overnight. Using the wrong method can damage the lock, jam the mechanism, or break the key, costing hundreds to fix over a tiny bit of ice. First, don't pour hot water on the lock. Many think warm water will melt the ice, but it can flow deeper into the lock, refreeze in the cold, and make things worse. Instead, use something most households have: alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Dab a few drops onto the key and gently insert it into the lock. The alcohol lowers the water's freezing point, melting the ice quickly and letting the key slide in easily. This method is cheap, safe, and won't harm the lock's metal components. Another effective trick is to warm the key with a lighter or match. Heat it lightly for a few seconds, just enough to warm it, not make it red hot, then insert it into the lock. The warmth will melt the ice in seconds. Be careful not to let the flame touch your hand or any plastic parts of the key. Comment 5 if you've been in this situation too. 7. How to prevent car doors from freezing shut in winter. Have you ever walked to your car in the morning, grabbed the door handle, and found it stuck like it's glued shut? You yank harder, the door pops open with a dry crack, and you look down to see the rubber seal around the frame torn apart. Winter is the silent enemy of these rubber seals. Rain or overnight dew seeps in, freezes in the cold, and by morning, you're practically prying the door open. The issue isn't just the ice, but the lack of proper protection for the door seals. Because of this small oversight, many people end up replacing entire rubber seals, costing hundreds of dollars. The solution is incredibly simple, and you don't need any special chemicals, just a bottle of cooking oil or a can of cooking spray from your kitchen. Before the temperature drops, open the door and lightly spray around the entire rubber seal, from the top edge, along the sides, to the bottom. Then, use a paper towel or soft cloth to spread the oil evenly into a thin layer. The oil creates a water-repellent barrier, preventing moisture from sticking and freezing into ice. The next morning, even if your car's covered in frost, the door will open smoothly without sticking. If you live in an area with heavy snow or high humidity, repeat this process every few days. Don't overspray, as excess oil can attract dust or drip onto the door trim. A thin layer is enough. Some mechanics use specialized silicone spray for seals, but honestly, cooking oil does the job just as well. 6. Clear foggy windows in 5 seconds. If you drive in winter, you've likely experienced this. You get in the car, start the engine, and the windshield is completely fogged up, blocking your view. You wipe it with your hand, but it smears worse. Turning on the heater takes forever to clear it. Foggy windows aren't just annoying, they're dangerous. Just a few seconds of poor visibility can lead to a collision. But trust me, there's a way to clear and prevent foggy windows in seconds without spending money on expensive anti-fog sprays. To clear a foggy window, grab a chalkboard eraser. Yes, the kind you'd think is only for erasing blackboards. Its material absorbs moisture and dries the surface quickly, leaving no streaks like paper towels or your sleeve. Gently rub in circles and the condensation disappears instantly. For prevention, here's an even simpler trick. Use cat litter. Take an old sock or a small fabric bag, fill it with a bit of cat litter, and tie it securely. Place the bag under a seat or near the dashboard. Cat litter is highly absorbent, keeping the air inside the car dry and preventing windows from fogging up every morning. One small bag can last a few weeks. When it feels damp or the litter clumps, replace it with a fresh one. 5. Cover side mirrors with plastic bags. If you've ever gone to your car on a winter morning and found the side mirrors covered in a thick layer of white ice, you know that cold, frustrating feeling. Even though they're small, those mirrors can take 10 minutes to clean, and sometimes you're stuck waiting for the frost to melt before driving. Worse, scraping with a cloth or hard object can scratch the mirror's protective coating, causing permanent blurry reflections. But there's a super cheap trick that takes just seconds to prep at night, leaving your mirrors ice-free and crystal clear by morning. Cover them with plastic bags. It sounds simple, but it's so effective you'll wish you'd known sooner. Before bed or when parking overnight, grab 2 thick plastic bags, like grocery bags, small trash bags, or Ziploc bags, and cover each side mirror completely, securing them with a rubber band or hair tie. The bag creates a barrier between the humid air and the mirror, preventing water or snow from sticking. In the morning, just remove the bags, and the mirrors are dry and frost-free. No wiping needed. If temperatures drop below freezing, this trick works even better. Some people half-cover the mirrors, leaving the bottom open, which lets water seep in and freeze inside the bag. Make sure to cover the entire mirror, pulling the bag tight around the edges and securing it firmly. Another small tip: before covering, spray a thin layer of wax or a water-repellent solution, like Rain X, on the mirror's surface for protection that lasts days. 4. Wax headlights to keep them bright all winter. One of the most frustrating things about driving in winter is reduced visibility, even with your headlights on. It's not that the bulbs are weak, it's that the headlights get foggy, frosted, or caked with road salt, slush, or dirt. You clean them, but a few miles later, they're cloudy again. This dims the light, shortens your visibility, and makes driving at night or in snowy areas far more dangerous. But there's a simple way to keep your headlights bright and clear all winter using something you likely have at home: a thin layer of car wax, or candle wax. First, clean the entire headlight and taillight assemblies. Use a soft cloth and warm water to remove all dirt, salt, and old grime. Make sure to dry them completely before applying wax. Moisture prevents even coating. Then, take a soft cloth, dab a bit of car wax, candle wax, or even furniture polish, and rub it evenly over the light surface. This thin wax layer creates a water-repellent shield, preventing frost, ice, and slush from sticking. When driving, water and ice slide off, keeping the lights bright and clean. The wax's effect lasts at least a few weeks, or even a month if the weather isn't too harsh. Reapply a thin layer each time you wash the car. Many drivers think wax is only for the car's body, but it works wonders on headlights, preventing snow buildup and protecting the plastic lenses from clouding over time. 3. The winter survival kit every car should have. Winter means you bundle up with coats, gloves, and slip-proof shoes. But it's easy to forget that your car needs to be bundled up and ready to survive just like you. If you've ever been stuck in a car during a freezing snowstorm, with roads covered in white, a weak phone signal, or far from civilization, you know a few unprepared hours can turn into a nightmare. That's why every car trunk should have a winter survival kit. Compact, easy to store, but equipped to keep you warm and fed, able to signal for help, and ready to handle emergencies. First, pack water and dry food. Choose no-cook options like energy bars, protein snacks, or dried nuts. In sub-zero weather, your body needs energy to stay warm. Next, include a thermal blanket, the kind that's thin, folds down to the size of your hand, but keeps you incredibly warm. Don't forget spare gloves, a wool hat, and thick socks. If your car breaks down, the cabin loses heat faster than you'd expect. Then, add a flashlight, lighter, and jumper cables. Winter days get dark quickly, and car batteries are notorious for failing in the cold. A well-timed jump start can save your trip. Also, include a small knife, a whistle, a compass, or a paper map for when your phone dies or loses signal. It might sound old school, but in an emergency, these tools keep panic at bay. 2. Always keep at least half a tank of gas. Have you ever thought that running your gas tank near empty could stop your car from starting the next morning? Many drivers think, I'll fill up when the low fuel light comes on. But winter is a whole different story. When temperatures plummet, moisture in the gas tank condenses into water. If the tank has too much empty space, that water can freeze in the fuel lines. Just a thin layer of ice can block fuel from reaching the engine, leaving your car clinically dead in the cold. The golden rule? Always keep at least half a tank of gas throughout winter. It sounds simple, but it's a lifesaver for both old and modern cars. Keeping the tank half full leaves less room for moisture to condense, keeping the fuel system warmer and more stable. This is especially critical for cars with electronic fuel pumps. Running low on gas prevents proper cooling of the pump, which can burn it out over time, costing thousands to replace the entire assembly. A half-full tank also keeps you safer on long drives. Cold weather, traffic jams, or running the heater while stuck can burn through fuel faster than you think. Many drivers have been stranded for hours in snowy conditions because they thought, I'll fill up later. When the engine dies, you lose heat, the battery weakens, and your phone can't charge, a scenario no one wants. A small tip: fill up in the morning or midday instead of at night when there's less condensation in the tank. If you park outside, choose a gas station with a canopy to avoid moisture getting into the tank when you open the cap. 1. Escape snow easily with cat litter and floor mats. If you've driven in winter, you've probably faced this. Your tires spin wildly, but the car doesn't move an inch. Snow or ice packs hard under the wheels, the roads as slick as grease, and the more you press the gas, the deeper the tires sink. The engine roars, smoke rises, and you sigh, I'm really stuck now. In that moment, most people think they need a tow truck or a pole to get free. But with cat litter and the floor mats already in your car, items nearly every vehicle has, you can rescue yourself from being stranded in the cold. The problem is simple. Your tires lack traction. Instead of flooring the gas, which makes the wheels slip more, create grip by sprinkling a layer of cat litter in front of, or behind, the stuck tires. Cat litter absorbs moisture and clings well to ice or snow, giving your tires the traction they need to grip the road. Spread it evenly, then gently press the gas, don't rush, and you'll feel the car start to move. A small note: when stuck, avoid slamming the gas or spinning the wheels repeatedly. It only digs the tires deeper and risks burning the rubber or damaging the transmission. If the tires are only slightly slipping, try rocking the car by shifting between drive and reverse to ease it out of the rut. And if it's dark or snowing, turn on your hazard lights to make sure other drivers see you from a distance. Winter doesn't just test you, it tests your car too. But with a few simple tricks, from spraying ice melting solutions, covering mirrors with plastic bags, waxing headlights, and keeping half a tank of gas to using cat litter when stuck in snow, you can save time, avoid damage, and stay safe on every icy road. Don't let winter make you miserable. Make sure your car is ready to fight every morning you step outside. Like to motivate me to make more videos?